Hi there, and welcome to the Feel Better podcast. I'm your host, Roger Tumineri, and with me today is Monja Chiara from Cakestar.
Hi, nice to be here. Thank you.
Nice to see you. Thanks for coming. Okay, Cakestar is a big deal. You've been around for a long time, right? A lot of people know you in Toronto, but particularly in South Etobicoke along the lakeshore. How long have you guys been in business?
Well, first of all, thank you. That makes me feel wonderful that people
You're
know
welcome.
me. That's great. I've worked hard for that. I've been doing Cakestar 15 years. I've been a cake artist for many, many years.
Okay.
But Cakestar I've had for about 15 plus years. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Because when I started producing the Feel Better podcast, I came to see you and I thought immediately I got to talk to Monja because you make people feel better every day.
Yes.
Like
happy's our business. Absolutely.
happy is your business. I love it. But it's, not ordinary cakes that you make.
Well,
right?
I
these
do,
are quite, well.
I like to challenge myself with cake, if that's, yes, for sure. Because I do ordinary cakes as well as
but
the
they're
extraordinary
like
cakes, like we do a little bit of everything. Because I have a whole team that works with me. So
you do.
I generally take on the little bit more extraordinary ones.
Okay. So now you're making unbelievable cakes. Like some of the stuff that I see in your windows or the photos that you showed me before we started to record, they're unbelievable. How did you ever learn how to do that?
Thank you. Learning is like a trial and error. Like I think all journeys are when you learning an art. It's learn the medium, just practice, play, take on the orders you don't think you can do and see how you figure them out.
Okay.
And it's kind of like that. You push yourself. You push your boundaries every time something comes in that I don't know if I can do that. Let's do it.
Really?
You got to take on the challenge. Otherwise, you'd be too scared to do anything. Right?
That's a pretty good life lesson, I think, in general.
So that's how I learned, literally by people bringing in. Like I remember my first custom cake. I think I was in my 20s. It was a fish, and I was like, let me try.
Yeah.
I was like, I have no idea if I can do that.
So that's the idea. People
and
just
that's how I started. I was like literally still in my family bakery at the time. Yeah. And then people would start to bring in, because I took them on, can you make it look like a swan? Maybe.
So you just said yes.
Yeah,
Which is the key to business success, I think.
There was some
is like
trial and error, there were some mistakes and some hiccups and some, oh my God, that happened, and, drastic calls on delivery. There was those first few years, but you learn as you go.
Yeah.
And I've been doing this for probably 25 plus years now.
That's pretty cool.
You learn a lot as you go if you keep doing it every day.
Okay. So you made a lot of custom cakes. Let's just leave it at that. But how many have stuck in your mind as memorable? Like, are there one or two that you can remember as being super challenging that you pulled off, or just
there's been a lot of different challenging, because every level I've tried to challenge myself. So I've learning to make like you saw today, the gravity defying type cakes is a challenge, because you have to learn how to go outside of cake and sort of build the armature with wood and metal, and let's bring my husband in to cut this for me. And, you have to think about it a little different and extremely challenging. But before even those levels of challenge was like, let me make a monkey.
Yeah.
Can it stand up? Like that's like the very first, and then it's like, let me try making a palm tree. How do I make it stand up? And you just kind of build off that. And every time you do something, you learn the medium and you learn how to play with it a little better. And I'm still learning how to make stuff today. There's still recipes coming out like, oh, I can do that. What?
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
And I've been doing this a long time. So it even still like things I'm still learning.
Right.
Yeah.
And ideas for custom cakes must be changing all the time.
All the time, right? Because these new methods come in. Like when I learned how to use modeling chocolate, for example, which was very much like sculpting, which is like clay, for example. You can build with modeling chocolate, and I didn't even know I could sculpt. So it became like, oh, I can make faces with this. I didn't even know I had this skill.
Wow.
Like
a chocolate face?
And so now just sculpting. So now I learned how to make, and because it held up better than fondant, it's a different material. Now I can make figurines. Then I learned how to make like all kinds of figurines, people, animals, characters.
Wow.
And that was, again, pushing the boundaries.
Yeah.
I've never done it before. So I took that on.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're just growing as an individual, but within your business
using that in my art.
too.
And using it, learning how to do the structures, learning how to use different mediums just makes the cakes cooler.
That's cool. That's really neat. Yeah. So you said a couple of minutes ago, you mentioned your family bakery. So do you come from like a baking lineage?
I guess you could say that. My father was a master baker in Italy. He's even won awards. We had a bakery growing up. I grew up in a bakery. Bonavia Bakery in Scarborough.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it was
Where's
there
that?
for many years. It was at Markham Road. It was Markham and it was on Painted Post Drive, but it was Markham and Lawrence area.
Oh, yeah. I grew up
Yeah.
in Scarborough.
Yeah.
So we probably went there,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
It's an Italian
yeah,
bakery,
it was on
right?
the big corner. It was there for a long time, almost 30 years. And, we had the deli table and the sweet table and the cakes, the traditional bread my dad made. My people came from everywhere for his bread. It was
Yeah,
awesome.
I bet.
So I grew up there
Yeah.
in the bakery, literally.
so it's
like when
in
we were
you.
Italian, we were always there.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't tap on the table.
Yeah, don't have to. I was thinking like an Italian gets smacked
okay.
around,
Nick,
Yeah.
our producer, says it's okay.
Yeah.
But I love how when you say Italian, you have to make noise and use
You
your
gotta
hands,
move your
right?
hands, get to work. We had every Saturday and Sunday we were at the bakery, so we literally grew up at the bakery.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eating dessert, making dessert. Well, not making, more eating.
More eating? Oh, that's amazing. What a great way to grow up. So now you still have a bit of a family element to it, correct? Like the folks who work at Cake Star, you're related to them? Some of them?
Well, actually, I have two sisters that own different food businesses.
Right.
So we're all foodies. The ladies that work at Cake Star, I feel like we're related. Some
Yeah.
of them have been with me 10 years.
Oh,
like
nice.
Becky, 10 years. Like I have some long-term employees that are like true friends to me. But I have sisters that are in the food business. One has Holy Cannoli, Vanessa, my younger sister, and my older sister is baker and chef, and she does baking classes. So we're like all foodies.
Yeah.
All entrepreneurial foodies.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's kind of how we all developed it, our own way, our own path.
Yeah. So do you ever get to see the faces on your customers when the cake is finally presented to the person it was meant for? Like,
Yeah.
do they share videos
It's
and
definitely
photos?
a fun element to see the cakes in action, almost, I call. But I do sometimes get to see that on Saturday when I have pickups. I see a lot of long-term clients that have been with me, again, 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
So I get to see the kids' faces when they come in and see the cakes, but not always. I do get to, I miss that. A lot of people send me pictures.
Yeah.
So I don't always get to see that shock happen, but I definitely get the nice emails and the calls, the next week, and people just gushing. They almost sometimes make me cry.
Really?
You
That's
know what I
awesome.
mean? So that's really nice. That's kind of why I do it, because it's not for the money, it's because I love it. You do make people happy. You touch people. And it's especially when you can make really customized cakes that mean so much to people. They think about it, they talk about it, they have family meetings about it, you know what I mean? And then
Yeah.
when they have it and they're so touched, you feel part of that.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Amazing.
It's really nice.
Amazing. Very well said. And you must have a lot of repeat business, right? If you do one
A
cake for one
lot,
family,
a
I'm sure
lot.
the good news spreads pretty quickly.
Yeah, and I feel so blessed to see them grow. I have clients with kids that I've made their cakes since they were born.
Oh, wow.
And I feel like my parents in that sense, because they had a bakery for so long that
Mm-hmm.
when I was there, I saw kids grow with me. Some of them are my friends now,
Right.
that were growing with me at Cake Star. So to see that in my business, see my clients for 5, 6, 7 years, 8 years, 16, I made a 16th birthday. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, it's nice.
Yeah.
It's nice.
That's really
yeah.
cool.
Or some that I made their wedding cake. I have a client that made their wedding cake. I made her engagement cake, all her cakes.
Oh, wow.
All her cakes up until her son's 8th birthday. They're moving now, but
Oh, wow.
yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So it's nice.
So it's really fulfilling. And
Absolutely.
yeah, again, it must be so nice to know that you make people happy every day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. That's why I do it, I think.
Right? Well,
Yeah,
that's
the
wonderful.
connection, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
great. It's been really nice having you on the
Thank you
show
so
here,
much,
Monja.
Roger.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And if our viewers want to learn more about you and Cake Star,
Yeah.
how would they go about doing that?
I mean, you can visit the website. I have cakestar.ca as my website, or my Instagram is cakestargirls with a Z. I also have a little dirty website, Instagram, but you can see that.
Does that make people feel better?
Well, I do adult cakes as well. So we keep those separate because I do a lot of kid stuff. So I keep the adult section kind of like totally
Okay, so that's a different
totally
that's a
separate.
different
That's a different
podcast
episode.
interview. Okay, we got to cut this now, Monja.
Thank you for having me, Roger.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time on the Feel Better podcast. Bye for now.